I guess.
What's up YouTube, it's Jay Frost here, bringing you guys another video. Before you watch this video, make sure to add me on Snapchat for updates and more content. Also, while you're at it, make sure you check out my Twitter, which as you can see I do not use all that much, but I will be in the near future. And of course, make sure to follow me on Instagram. I definitely use that platform the most. Now without any further interruption, let's get right into the video. What's going on guys, it's Jay Frost here. I'm bringing you guys another video. Today I'm bringing you guys the Stockx versus GOAT review. I know I've been saying I was going to drop this video for a long time, but you know, things happen, but today is the day. Before you watch this video, make sure to follow me on all my socials. It's gonna be an intro before the video, outro after the video, in the description under the video. It's gonna be everywhere, so just make sure you follow me. And without wasting too much of you guys' time, let's get right into it. All right, so first, this is a Stockx versus GOAT review. It is not a shoe review. So it's not about the shoes at all, but it's about the shoes, of course. So I ordered a pair of shoes from Stockx first, which are these right here. And then I ordered a pair of shoes from GOAT about a week after or something like that, which are these right here. So two pairs of 700, same size. So I had to get both of those. And I figured why not get them from two different places to see how it goes. Keep in mind, this is not a, like I said, since it's not a shoe review, it's not a, are these authentic or anything? I already did the authentication processes and all that. Both websites claim to sell authentic shoes and authentic shoes only. So not talking about that in this video at all. But first thing we have on the list of the comparison is the delivery time. Going back in my emails, I ordered on Stockx first, and I ordered that on April 24th, 2020, and it was delivered on April 30th, 2020. So it was about 6 days delivery. And the thing with Stockx is it had to go through a seller first. After I ordered them, the seller shipped it to Stockx, they authenticated it, and they shipped it to me, and then I got it all within the 6 days. So it was pretty quick for that, I guess, less than a week. It was about as expected, but some people said theirs have taken 2 or 3 weeks to get here. So I'm glad I got mine quickly. Yeah, that was all cool, it all went smooth. For GOAT, I ordered it on May 7th, 2020, and I received it on May 13th, 2020. So that is also 6 days as a delivery. So now that was completely expected because I used the instant ship feature for GOAT. Like I said, it was obviously a little more, but I wanted them as soon as possible, so I got the instant ship, and it came in 6 days. So whereas Stockx came in 6 days, non-instant ship, so it had to go through a seller first. This came in 6 days with the instant ship. So I don't know if I didn't do the instant ship, would it have took 2 weeks, or I don't know. So that's also something to think about. But for GOAT, that 6 days is pretty much guaranteed, whereas Stockx, it's not guaranteed, but it can be pretty quick, as we see. So now just going off of what do both apps claim. So I have what Stockx claims right here. They say the stock market for things. It says Stockx is the world's first stock market for things. A live bid-ask marketplace. Buyers place bids, sellers place asks, and when a bid and ask meet, the transaction happens automatically. Retro Jordans, Nikes, Yeezys, and more, now 100% authentic guaranteed. That's what they say they do. The seller ships to them, then they authenticate it, then they release the funds to the seller, and they release the shoes to us. Now GOAT claims, they say, GOAT is a global platform for style. Founded in 2015 to bring trust to the sneaker community, the technology platform has since expanded to offer apparel and accessories, delivering authentic products to over 20 million members across 164 countries. So pretty much say the same thing. Instant products are pre-verified and authenticated and shipped directly from our facilities to you. So that's what I thought was a good thing about GOAT. And I swear one time I saw that on Stockx they had an instant ship feature for like very limited numbers of products, but they did have, I think, a couple of things. So I'm not saying that's completely non-existent with Stockx, but for GOAT, that's pretty good that they had that option. So for number 3, we have other people's reviews. Like, what do other people say about the two? I was reading through some of these and I was actually I wasn't surprised, but it was interesting actually. So we're gonna stay with Stockx first. So we're gonna go Stockx reviews first. And these are literally the reviews from the Better Business Bureau, bbb.org. So who is this? Does it say the name? No, it just says customer, okay. Typically I will receive payment from Stockx in a matter of a week or so, 3 weeks tops. But in the case of 2 sales, one dating back to August 19th and another from September 2nd, I'm still waiting for payment despite my items being received and passing verification weeks ago. I have 2 other orders also that I'm waiting for payment, but those are still fairly recent. So they say they recently changed their payout system to Hyperwallet and all my account information. He literally said, I do not want to do any further business StockX until they pay me for the sales dating back to August and early September at the very least. So they got back to him and said, we apologize for the delay. So I guess they received the payout, but after all this waiting and trying to contact them, they had to leave a review first. So that says something about the company, first of all. I'm gonna read one more from StockX. It says, I ordered a pair of shoes from StockX and the right shoe is crooked and fake. The left shoe is okay. I was concerned after closer inspection that I took them to a retailer and compared them. I was told and shown why the right shoe was fake. StockX guarantees 100% authenticity. They failed in the case. I have reached out to them and have not heard back. They have no phone contact service. StockX got back to them and said, hi, we're sorry to hear that you believe the item you received isn't authentic. Blah, blah, blah. Our team has received the item and reviewed the item again for authenticity. Our team have confirmed that this item is within the production standards for the shoe and was cleared for retail release. We unfortunately do not have control over the manufacturer's production standard. Basically, they sent them back the shoes. So they're basically saying that whatever was wrong with the shoe is due to the manufacturer and not them. So this basically, they're still your shoes. At the end of the day, you're not getting any money back or nothing. Even though, I guess the customer took it to the retailer and they basically said, yeah, this is definitely fake. See what GOAT has to say, or reviews for GOAT. First guy, Adam K. And this is very recent. This is like 10 days ago this happened. It said, total scam. I bought some $200 Jordans and I took the insert out and it was not Nike branded and the stitching of the shoes were held together with a piece of tape. You can tell these were made in some knockoff factory and the quality of the shoe is overall is bleeped out. What a scam. No response back for that. Somebody else. I'm a faithful customer of GOAT. They have their ups and downs like any other business for the most part. As lately, I've been very upset with some of their policies. For example, I recently ordered a pair of shoes. After I ordered the shoes, the next day I went back to check and see if my order was sent out by the seller, which it was not. Then I see that my address was wrong, so I tried to change it before the seller sent them out. But their policy states that you cannot change anything about your purchase after 3 hours. This doesn't make sense to me because if the seller hasn't even sent the shoe to GOAT to get verified, why can't I change my address before GOAT sends the shoe to me? So, another bad review, basically saying that they should be able to change their stuff because anything could happen, but since the shoe wasn't sent out yet, they wanted to change their address so it would be sent to the right place. So, I don't know what happened with that situation, but they didn't let them do that. So, number 4, we have customer service. Kind of goes along with number 3, but for this one, I'm just going off of what I personally have heard and seen. So for StockX, I've heard they have terrible customer service. Like they don't get back to customers ever really unless you leave a bad review or something like that. And there was even a video I seen on here of someone who got some type of off-white ones. I forget which colorway, but they were clearly fake from what I could see. And at first they were trying to tell him it wasn't fake and stuff like that. And he went through a whole fiasco. StockX was getting so much flack for it that they ended up actually admitting to them being fake. So that's already a bad thing right there, because at first they were saying they weren't and then they eventually changed it, and then they gave him his money back, but they banned his account. I believe they banned his account from ever being able to buy from them again to like avoid any further problems. But that's really saying something about the company, because if you're banning somebody for like putting you out there, then I don't know, maybe, I don't know. GOAT, I have heard they are better with customer service, but I have not personally. I have not needed to reach out to StockX or GOAT with any of the purchases I've made. I've made this one purchase from StockX and I've made 2 purchases from GOAT, but they were both on the same day and they are both actually this pair of shoes. So I got one for me and then one for somebody else. But yeah, no problems with the 2 shoes. They both came brand new and they both came reasonable, everything. Didn't have to contact them at all. It's known that StockX does that and they will ban your account. I don't know, I think that's pretty bad, but I don't know. Number 5, we have the prices of like the market for both websites. StockX usually has the better price, and I think I've seen it before, but like I said, I don't know if they have instant ship, but I'm pretty sure they do not for most products, but some they may. So don't quote me on that. Whereas GOAT usually has higher prices and does have instant ship option for most of their shoes. Not even every size for every shoe, but most of the time you will see that option. Got the Mocha ones on screen for an example. And as you see, the total price on StockX in a size 11, which is my size in them, purchase price is $360. It has a sales tax of $36.55, a processing fee of $10.80, and shipping of $13.95. So the total brings it to $421.30. That's on Stockx. No instant ship, no nothing. The seller has to send it to them, all that, and that's $421.30. Now I'll switch it to GOAT. There's also a US size 11 in men's, new in box, of course. The regular price is $418, but so the subtotal is $418. This is not instant ship, by the way. The shipping is $12. The estimated tax is $26.88. So the total is $456.88. So it's about $30 more, and with all the fees and all that, and that is not instant ship. I'll switch to the instant ship now. The subtotal is $533, so that's already $100 more off bat. And then you add the $12 shipping, $34 tax, you get $579.06. So with that being said, Stockx is, like I said, for the price is usually, like I said, better. And if you're more so on a budget, you're better off taking your chances with Stockx, because I guess that shoe wasn't a good example, but some shoes, it's a good change in price from Stockx to GOAT, so that's something to think about. Number 6, we have authenticity. Both claim to sell real shoes, but it's always possible of a fake slipping through the cracks for both websites and for really anything, honestly, except for like the original manufacturers, because everybody makes mistakes. And whoever's authenticating the shoes could miss something could slip, they get tired, you never know. So not about really what you receive, it's not completely about that, but it's more so about once you do receive something and you can tell that they're fake or whatever, how do they respond and what is the customer service with that? Because if they don't have good customer service with something that is bound to happen to some people eventually, it's not gonna happen to everybody, but if it happens, it's like, are you just out of luck? If that's the case, then you may not want to do business with somebody like that. I know I wouldn't. I bought one from Stockx and two from GOAT. All three passed the authentication processes and all that. However, Stockx they said, and I've seen it on a lot of different YouTube videos and on their Instagram. You can look at the comments. On Stockx's comments are terrible. Everybody's saying something bad about Stockx on their Instagram comments. You can just look for yourself. They say it's had way more lazy and lacking authentication processes, which will cause for obviously more fake slipping through. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not picking any sides here. Also, what I did fail to mention before, I have sold some shoes on Stockx before, and everything went smooth with that. I got as much money as I said I was supposed to get from it. I got it quickly. I got it in like right when they got it, and they could tell they were real. Which I got the shoes from Yeezy Supply, so obviously they were real and brand new. They gave me my money right away, and didn't have any problems with that. But I've heard some people, like I said, they sell them on there, and then they don't get their money back at all, or for months or whatever. Like that's not cool. You know, all in all, we're gonna start on the checklist, and first we have delivery time for both. I'll say it's a tie because, like I said, they both came in 6 days, but one is with the instant ship and one is without. So Stockx may have the edge there because, like I said, if I didn't do the instant ship with GOAT, I don't know how long it would have took. So, like I said, I'll give it a tie though. But if anything, Stockx has the edge. Other people's reviews, I gotta give it to GOAT. GOAT wins. These are not based off the online reviews, because as far as online reviews, they're pretty much all gonna be negative, and no matter what business, you go to McDonald's online reviews, they're gonna be terrible. Because if I got my McDonald's or whatever, and it was exactly what I expected, it's like I'm not gonna say anything about it because that's how it should be. Whereas if it was bad, I'm probably gonna want to bash the company and make other people not, you know what I mean? Do extra stuff. But if I have good reviews to say about it, I'm probably not gonna leave a review at all, which makes all the reviews or most of the reviews negative. So that shows bad on the company, but at the same time, you gotta realize it's biased because most people are only leaving reviews if it's negative. So personally, I've heard better reviews from GOAT. So that's why I say GOAT wins in that case. Customer service is next. And with that, we also have GOAT being the winner. And that's simply because, like I said, Stockx customer service is known for being bad. They're both probably bad, but Stockx, Stockx, they'll literally ban your account if they don't like what you're doing. And like I said, that shows that they're not really in it for the customer. It's all about money. And if you're slowing anything down with them, they don't want anything to do with you for the future. And that's, like I said, that's saying something about the company. So GOAT definitely wins on that one. I haven't heard anything about that with GOAT. Oh, prices is next. You got to give it to Stockx. Stockx wins in that case because their prices are always the price that somebody would go to if they're trying to check the market for anything. They always have the lowest prices, the most fair prices or whatever. And these are all still based off of new products. So that's one thing we got to give Stockx. Their prices are always on point and they're based off the market and not necessarily anything else. GOAT probably gets their prices based off of Stockx's market. So inventory, Stockx wins in this case. Their inventory is definitely a lot more broad than GOAT. They have clothes, chains, bags, they have everything like watches, things. Like I said, they said things, so it's not just shoes. And GOAT has more than just shoes, but it's really focused on shoes. And they have some apparel here and there, but it's mostly just shoes is what they specialize in, where Stockx is really for everything. Stockx usually has every size in stock, whereas GOAT usually, if they do have apparel, it's like one size here, two sizes, you know what I mean? It's more so something that you would see at a consortium shop. Like whatever size they got, that's what they got. Authenticity, I wanna say GOAT wins, but strictly based off of other people's reviews, more people have said they've accidentally got fakes from Stockx, and less people have said it about GOAT, so I gotta give it to GOAT. Even though in my case, personally, I've gotten authentics from both. So I can't really speak on that personally, but from what everybody else says, I'll give it to GOAT for this one. The available options, GOAT wins. GOAT wins in this case because they do have the instant ship for basically all their shoes, probably clothes too. I haven't checked, I never bought any clothes on them, but they have the instant ship feature, which Stockx does not have, and they also have used shoes. So I'm not really the type to buy used shoes online. If I wanted to buy used shoes, which I had before, I'm gonna buy them from a consortium shop or something like in person or from somebody I know, whatever the case may be. And now if you're selling used shoes as well, like you can also do that on GOAT. So that's another reason why I gotta give it to GOAT as far as the available options they have for the buyers and the sellers. And I always thought the used shoes was a cool thing that they could do. Overall, GOAT has more scores, so I gotta give it to GOAT as an overall winner for the review. Like I said, there's no knock against Stockx or GOAT. Like I said, as far as I know, from my personal experience, Stockx is a great company, and they haven't let me down yet. But if anything, I'd be scared to get let down more so by Stockx than GOAT, just from what other people have said. The biggest celebrities, they get their shoes from Stockx a lot of the time. So if it was guaranteed or something to get you fake shoes, that wouldn't be a thing. As far as clout, Stockx does win with the clout, I'd say. I feel like Stockx is a more potent name in people's heads. Nowadays, more people are starting to know what GOAT is and whatnot. But as you see, I'm gonna put up their Instagram right now. Stockx sneakers has 1.9 million, whereas GOAT sneakers has 476K. So, like I said, as far as the shoes go, like I said, Stockx has the edge there. But overall, I gotta give it to GOAT. Like I said, they haven't let me down yet. I have friends who've ordered from them, haven't let them down. It is what it is when it comes to that. So overall, both great companies, like I said, but you want to make sure, if at all possible, you can get your shoes for retail on the release day. That's the best. That's the only way to 100% make sure you get what you pay for every time. These I wasn't able to do that with, but if you can, like I said, definitely try to do that. I'm gonna have a video coming out soon of how to give yourself the best chance to get, especially like Yeezys like this, on release day for retail. Like I said, you'll end up spending less money. It will be a little more hassle because, like I said, you got to put in some work for it, but spend less money, and you're gonna get guaranteed authentic every time, brand new every time, and that's the best guarantee you can get. Also, if all else fails, it doesn't matter how much you're willing to spend. You're willing to spend whatever on these. You'd be better off on Flight Club or Stadium Goods. Like, they're more authorized to sell you resale shoes, if that makes sense. You can't go on Flight Club or Stadium Goods and sell your shoes, so I don't know where exactly they get their shoes from. You'd be better off at them. Like, that's definitely where like the celebrities, people who it really doesn't matter how much money they spend, that's where they're getting them from. So like I said, you gotta think about that as well. You're gonna be paying probably double what you're paying on Stockx or GOAT, but like I said, you're definitely more likely to get, well, you should be 100% likely to get what you ordered. And like I said, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. And I'm gambling, like, I don't like gambling, so I'd rather just get what I know. But at the end of the day, do what you do. You're the best judge to figure out where you want to buy your stuff from. And everybody has different experiences, so you got to get your own personal opinion of both. So with that being said, thank you for watching. More videos to come. Follow all my socials. Like I said, they're in the intro, the outro, under the video, over the video, everywhere. So just make sure you do that. All the updates will be there. So until the next video, see you guys later.